Howdy, sports fans. Are you, surviving? Huh?
I will survive! Hey, hey!
Because life isn't hard enough, we often love to boot up the best Xbox One survival games that pushes our stress to the limits. There's nothing more nerve-wracking than having to hunt for scarce food supplies as our character slowly starves to death. Or waking up on a seemingly empty beach only for someone to ride along on a velociraptor and pummel us with a club. We really enjoy spending hours building a suitable safe house only for some green guy to meander along and blow it all up. Yes, a top gaming experience. With all of their nuisances and difficulties, it may seem odd to fall in love with survival games, but we do. We'll always return to them, regardless of how badly they keep burning us. It's especially true with this list of the best Xbox One survival games. They're no less maddening, but they will always suck us back in. Bear in mind that these survival games will also work on Xbox Series X/X thanks to backwards compat. Before then though, if you could slap the like and smash the subscribe, we promise to share our final ration with you. Maybe. We do kind of like food and also being alive. No offense. Number 10. Sheltered. Do survival games have to look good to be good? Sheltered is pretty solid evidence that they do not. In fact, the pixelated game is several generations old when it comes to visuals. The mechanics and story are perfect for a modern survival title. It's just you and your family in this post-apocalyptic world. As the environments turn to waste from the nuclear holocaust, you'll have to think quick on your feet to keep everyone alive. Build a shelter, craft the necessary comforts and weapons, and explore the decaying world for supplies. Be wary of other survivors though, as they may just be as desperate as you are. Sheltered allows you to bring in other survivors or partake in turn-based combat to keep your family safe. The more progress you make, the bigger your underground shelter will become. Keep it in shape and you may just survive this madness. Number 9. Astroneer. There's something incredibly light-hearted about Astroneer. It's not your typical survival game, where something is waiting to kill you around every corner. The game just kind of wants you to have fun, to explore the distant planets and tinker the worlds, to dig to the planet's core or create wondrous structures. It's not all fun and games for this 25th century space explorer though. There are plenty of hazards in Astroneer and they all have one goal in mind. While you bounce from planet to planet, building and reshaping to your heart's content, you may happen upon deadly storms or acid-spitting planets. Yummy! Survival is definitely secondary in Astroneer, but reckless astronauts are sure to have their lives cut short. An absolute indie darling, you should play Astroneer near, far, wherever you are. Number 8. The Solus Project. Rarely are extraterrestrial planets welcoming to distant explorers. The Solus Project explores this concept quite a bit as it sends players on an intergalactic journey of survival. After Earth is destroyed, you're sent out to explore and scope out a distant planet in hopes of finding a suitable atmosphere for humans to thrive in. Unfortunately, the universe has different plans for you and maroons you, mankind's only hope of survival, on an unknown planet. It's pretty quiet on your proverbial galactic island until the storms roll in or the meteors get a little too close for comfort. That's where the survival elements come into play. The Solus Project is primarily about exploration and returning back to your people, but the volatile climate and the planet's unknown secrets prove to be your greatest threats. The Solus Project tortures players with deep gameplay mechanics that include dynamic character response to conditions like humidity and rain. Succumb to the planet's dangers and you'll doom humanity forever, so no pressure, guy. Probably the most controversial pick to include here, but you should really give this a chance. Number 7. The Long Dark. Mother Nature is a beast. Get caught up in one of her less desirable regions and you'll quickly feel her wrath. In the Long Dark, players are thrown into the frozen wilds of northern Canada, where the chilling weather is one problem among dozens. As you maneuver the frozen wasteland looking for food and the necessary supplies for shelter, you'll come face to face with beasts that are just as hungry as you. The Long Dark throws hypothermia and frostbite into the mix to really amp up the challenge. For a more subdued experience, Pilgrim mode tones things down a bit so you can enjoy exploring the Great White North. Up for a challenge? Then jump into Interloper mode and you'll see just how vicious Mother Nature can be. You have 50 square kilometers of Canada all to yourself. Unfortunately, it's the most dangerous 50 square kilometers of Canada. The Long Dark is often beautiful, sometimes breathtaking, but when you're surrounded by wolves and running out of food, it can be worse than that one Liam Neeson movie. Number 6. Frostpunk. Typically speaking, survival games have you focus on the well-being of one person. Frostpunk wanted to up the ante and put you in charge of the last city on Earth. Every action you take isn't just to keep you fed or warm, it's to keep an entire civilization running and to prevent society from collapsing into madness. The world is a winter wonderland which would be fun for those who like snowball fights and making snowmen and that, except the concept of heat is now a commodity. You'll need to allocate resources, establish a code of laws, develop helpful technologies, and make difficult decisions to keep your people alive. Slip up and you'll watch helplessly as the icy cold overtakes your city. Frostpunk will really tell you the kind of ruler you'd be in a time of crisis. Will you rule with an iron fist to keep your people safe, or allow more freedoms that may make everyone too careless? Whatever you choose, just make sure you did your best. Number 5. Don't starve. With a title like Don't Starve, can you guess what one of the many ways you can die in this clay entertainment survival game may be? Yes, I said many ways. And hunger is pretty low on the totem pole of awfulness. After being pulled into a world of spirits and monsters, players are tasked with exploring the strange land, searching for a way home. It starts with building rudimentary tools and progresses into advanced forms of science and technology. That is, if you can survive long enough. While you can succumb to hunger, it's the creatures of this land that prove to be the real threat. Don't Starve doesn't hold the player's hand from beginning to end. You'll need to experiment with combining ingredients to craft the necessary items to survive. Don't Starve is a whimsical but pretty stressful game. One wrong move and you'll surely become a snack and be left as a pile of bones. Over and over and over and over again. And then once more after that. Okay, another 50 times after that. It's just painful. Number 4. This War of Mine. Few war games let us experience war from the civilian side. This War of Mine not only does that, but it does so as a survival game that highlights the horrors of war. As the conflict rages, you'll need to explore bombed out buildings and seemingly empty homes to find helpful supplies. Every decision you make can either help your shelter expand or put a massive target on it. Each randomised world has something new to offer, from the other survivors that will get in your way to the minimal supplies. This War of Mine gives a unique look at the effects of war, as you're forced to kill and steal for survival. You'll have to move under cover of night as snipers make it impossible to leave during the day. As the stars shine above the ruined city, you'll explore buildings and scavenge supplies needed to get through the next day. This War of Mine wants to make you feel guilty about every single thing, so if you're not up for robbing old people and potentially shooting innocents, maybe skip it, maybe? Number 3. Subnautica. How terrified are you of the vast open ocean? Subnautica is sure to test your resolve with a survival game set in an extraterrestrial water world. Instead of exploring islands or forests or any other manner of dry environment, you'll be manoeuvring through the depths of a mysterious planet. If you manage your oxygen supply well enough, you may just be able to escape. That is, of course, unless one of the oversized monstrosities makes a quick snack out of you. Subnautica gives you plenty of underwater world to explore as you seek out and gather supplies necessary for your survival. Inhabiting this world are some truly unique and sometimes horrifying aliens. Those who don't immediately want to eat you will leave you awestruck and very briefly contemplating staying on this fascinating planet. I for one spent far too long building my little base under the water and making lots of stupid signs. If you want more Subnautica, look out for Below Zero, which is launching this May. Number 2. Ark Survival Evolved. You awaken on a sunny beach, all memory of how you arrived there and where your clothing went wiped from your brain. Everything seems normal enough, save for the weird implant embedded in your arm. The chill of the coastal wind reminds you that you require clothing and your rumbling stomach demands sustenance, so you set off to satiate those basic needs. Unbeknownst to you, as you chop away at trees and build your shelter, something is following you every step of the way. Just as you put the finishing touches on your wooden hovel, it happens. There's a snarl and the immediate signs that something is gnawing on your body. Your life drains from you as your prehistoric assailant bites and claws away until all goes black, and in an instant, you're back on that beach, all of your progress lost. That's just one experience you may have with Ark Survival Evolved. Pay better attention to the world of dinosaurs around you, and you may just survive long enough to uncover the secret of the Ark, or to just build a little house, one or the other. Hunger and thirst may constantly threaten to end your journey, but it's the toothed wonders like the Tyrannosaur and Velociraptors and other players you really need to be mindful of. Ark certainly isn't for everyone, but those who do love it end up getting so invested that they would make the old man out of Jurassic Park feel pretty incompetent. And number 1, Minecraft. We have been screamed at before for forgetting Minecraft off a top 10 list, so here you go. Please release our families, they are innocent. I don't even understand how 9-year-olds get this many guns. Before the survival game genre erupted into dozens upon dozens of indie and AAA releases, there was Minecraft. Yes, it may best be known for the splendid wonders people piece together in the game's creative mode, but survival mode is where the challenges lie. Tossed into a world of blocky wonders, you're left to build shelter, find food, and avoid becoming the victim of skeletons, spiders, and all manners of creepy crawlies. While you're still going to be building quite a bit, your structures will be more for survival and not all for show. Construct tools and weapons that make progressing easier and find your way to the all-powerful Ender Dragon to put an end to your adventure. Minecraft was one of the first successful survival games, and it's no wonder that it's still incredibly popular today. The mechanics may be simple on the surface, but there's a surprising depth for a game that's mostly made of square blocks. I mean, you can pretty much do an inhumane breeding program and make slaves, so yeah, there's that. And that was our list for the best survival games on the Xbox One. What did you think to our list? Do you think we were missing anything out? Be sure to let us know down below in the comments down below. Be sure to hire us for any of your geography needs. Until next time, stay safe, and thank you for watching.